Hello. Hi. What's going on? It's been a couple days. Anyways, uh, we're doing fusion rifles today. Fusion rifles. First things first. They're good at all four of the roles. Uh, Burst damage, boss damage, utility, and ad clear. It is perk specific and sometimes frame specific, but they can all do all of those things for you. Preferred roles in the first column. Basically, fluted barrel, but fluted barrel kind of wins all the time in PvE contexts. Handling is really important, so you can actually whip the thing out. Ha, sex joke. Um, Otherwise, just don't get anything that gives you a negative in anything, and you're fine. Second column, you actually just want enhanced battery or ionized battery as a close second. Enhanced battery just puts one more bullet in the magazine. Ionized battery puts 1 to 2. It depends on a bunch of different factors that I'm not going into now. But it also slows down your reload, and we don't have to do that. So enhanced battery is preferred, but if for some reason you get ionized battery, that's fine too. Now the perks you actually give a fuck about. Third column perks. Envious Assassin. This thing's broken. Okay, it's absolutely busted. You can see it at the top right of the screen. Eventually. But basically, you just overflow the fuck out of your magazine. It's really good. Then, speaking of overflow, I know it's almost like I planned this shit. Overflow. Um, it doubles your magazine whenever you pick up heavy or special ammo. Also, very good. Reconstruction basically does the same thing. It's only on a few different guns, but it slowly reloads 10% of your magazine all the time and can double it up to like overflow. So, also very good. Cornered, you will see this perk a lot in the fourth column. You don't want it in the fourth column. You only give a fuck about it in the third column. What it does is if you're surrounded by enemies, then you will increase your charge time with no damage penalty, which is great. Um, I spelled that terribly, and by now y'all niggas should know that I can't spell, so don't bother me about it, okay? Lead from gold. If you pick up heavy ammo, it's gonna give you special ammo. Nice. Auto loading holster. You put your weapon away for a short period of time, and it will reload the entirety of the magazine. Also nice. All right, fourth column perks. The kings of fusions right now are in order: reservoir burst, controlled burst, and chill clip. All right, so what do these things do? All right, you can see at the top right of your screen. If you haven't been paying attention, just keep looking. That will tell you. But reservoir burst, when you are at or above your base magazine capacity, you will get a 25% damage bump, and you will also make the boys explode when you shoot them if they die, which is nice. Controlled burst. This is your boss DPS option. If you hit all of your bolts, then it will increase your fire rate and your damage both slightly, which increases your total DPS. Um, Chill Clip, this is a utility perk. You use it to freeze enemies. It takes 3 shots to freeze enemies. I think it does 35 slow per hit. It also slows in an AoE, so you can freeze groups of enemies. Really nice. They're surrounded, which I put above the other damage perks because it's better. It's just more situational, unfortunately. Although, if you pair it with cornered, they have the same proc. It's pretty good. You get increased rate of fire, and then you get increased damage. Very good. And then all the damage perks that people care about that are only for boss damage. Frenzy, Vorpal, High Impact Reserves, all of those do basically the same thing, just slightly differently, but they give you a damage bump to a single target. I did miss one, I just noticed. Bolt Shot, that one's also important. That's one of your ad clear perks. You only get it on one gun right now, but that's all that matters. You only need it on that one gun. So, the frames. You have rapid fire frame, 500 charge time. The perk choices lead this frame to be good at burst damage to majors or bosses, but it's also good at ad clear. It's good at ad clear because it fires really quickly. It's good at boss damage because it also fires very quickly. That's it. That's the thing. It fires 9 bolts, so you get 9 bolts at one time. It does have lower total damage because it fires quickly and per bolt is not very high. But it's very good for burst damage because you can put out all that total damage very quickly. Adaptive, it fires 7 bolts. Damage wise, it is in between the rapids and the high impact frames. For both burst and total damage, typically that sucks, but this is okay. This is a cool middle ground, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's fine. You would rather have a rapid or a high impact, but again, it's fine. It doesn't necessarily stand out anywhere statistically or even damage wise, but again, that's fine because fusions are just good in general, so it doesn't matter. Aggressive frames, they fucking suck. Don't use them. Just don't. It's only one of them. It fires in a horizontal line. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of everybody's time. Don't do it. Precision. I also spelled 4 incorrectly. Shut up. Great for PvP because of range and consistency. Bade. I think I meant a bad. For PvE because of damage to fire rate ratio. Just don't use it in PvE. It's not worth your time. These are PvP guns. Even if they have great perks, because they don't do as much damage or have better fire rate, they suck. Doesn't matter. Um, and suck is relative here, but whatever. And then you have your high impact frames. These are great for total damage. Right? It takes them a while to get all that damage out, but it's great for total damage. Anything you can do to increase its damage or its rate of fire is welcome. You can use these things as solo DPS weapons. So you can bring like tractor cannon for utility and damage buff for you and your team, and still have a competent DPS weapon. It only fires 5 bolts, which actually is helpful because that means that you don't have to worry about as much kick on these guns. They fire slow and they feel a bit sluggish. You get used to it because it kind of makes sense for them to be doing that when they're doing this much boss damage. Kind of like a rocket. Rockets have similar handling issues, but nobody's like, ah, man, fucking rocket feels like shit, you know? Alright, that is basically it. You can see the video at the bottom right. That's showing the rate of fire. Now that is double time, so you know don't panic. All right, like if your gun's not shooting that fast, I'm put it in double time so you can see it quickly. But that is the rate of fire for each of the fusion rifles. And the top right is showing off various perks: chill clip, auto loading holster, envious assassin, controlled burst, reservoir burst, and overflow. Again, there are other perks, but I figured these were the most important, and they were the ones I had on hand. So don't bother me about the other ones, because I'm not going to get them. That's it. I need to make another video for, what is it, fusion rifles? Not fusion rifles, I'm sorry, grenade launchers? Yeah, I think grenade launchers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my last special one, and then I gotta start doing heavy ammo stuff. So yeah, later.